A very fresh good morning to all of you. I hope everybody is doing well. Let me remind you one more time, please like my videos and subscribe my channel. And please click on the bell button for further notification. Welcome to the class of chemistry. Let's start our class with the new topics. But before moving for the new topics, let me recapitulate what we have discussed in the last class. We have discussed about the molecular mass of the substances, and it is defined as the sum of the atomic masses of all the atoms present in it, because when these atoms combine together they form molecules. But before starting with today's topic, we should know the meaning of the terms gram atomic mass and gram molecular mass. So let us discuss these two terms first. In a simple language, we can say that when we express the atomic mass of any element in grams, it becomes gram atomic mass. For example, here I have given you the atomic mass of oxygen, that is 16 units. In the same way, when you express these 16 units in terms of grams, it becomes gram atomic mass, that is the gram atomic mass of oxygen is 16 grams. In the same way, we can define gram molecular mass as the molecular mass of any compound which is expressed in grams. Here I have given you the molecular mass of water as 18 units, and when we express it in grams, it becomes 18 grams. So we can say that the gram molecular mass of water is 18 grams. Now, in our day-to-day life, we use so many quantities like length, mass, time, area, volume, weight, etc. in order to do measurement. For example, if you want to buy some clothes, you always measure it in length and use the unit meter. If you want to buy some fruits or vegetables, you always use the unit of mass or weight and you express it in kilograms, dozens, etc. In order to measure time, we always use the unit second. Let's take one more example from our day-to-day life. Banks. Banks have extremely large number of coins of various denomination like 1 rupee coin, 5 rupee coin, etc. Counting of such a large number of coins is very difficult job, and a banker cannot count the coin of each type by itself. So in banks they weigh the coins and rather than to count them. The bank people know that fixed number of particular coin always have the same mass. This means that from the mass of a particular type of coins they can find the number of coins. For example, mass of one coin of 1 rupee is 2 grams. Okay? And the total mass of the coins of 1 rupee is 200 grams. So when you divide the total mass of 1 rupee coins by mass of one coin, you will get the total number of coins. As here we have divided 200 by 2 and we get 100 coins of 1 rupee. Let's discuss some more examples. If I tell you to count the number of oxygen atoms in the air you are breathing in, can you count it? No. Not possible for us. In glass of water, if I tell you to count the number of water molecules, can you? No. It cannot be possible for us to count the number of atoms or molecules present in a particular element or a compound. But we have the answer for these questions in terms of mole concept. So today we are going to learn about mole concept. Scientists count atoms and molecules by weighing them. It's been found by performing different experiments that if we weigh an element equal to its atomic mass in grams, that is gram atomic mass, then it contains 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms of a particular element. Now, the gram atomic mass of element as well as the number 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms of element. Both are equal to 1 mole of an element. Similarly, if we weigh a compound equal to its gram molecular mass, then it contains 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23 molecules of that particular compound. In this case also, the gram molecular mass as well as 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23 molecules represent 1 mole of the compound. And this number is defined as Avogadro number. Yes, this Avogadro number is equivalent to 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23. Here in this example, you can see carbon, which has atomic mass in grams as 12 grams, contains this Avogadro number. That means 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23 atoms. Here we are having some more examples like aluminium. When we talk about its gram atomic mass, it's 27. And how many number of atoms it contains? Again, the Avogadro's number, that is 6.022 into 10 raised to the power 23. In a particular element, the gram atomic mass is always equal to this number of atoms. Have a look on upcoming video.
When we go to a supermarket, we always buy things using standard values. In other words, we always take 1 kilogram of rice or 200 milliliters of fruit juice. Fruits are sometimes counted using the unit dozen. 1 dozen means 12 of something. These are terms used in everyday life. But what if I want to measure something in terms of the number of tiny particles present in it? Let me explain this in detail. Looking at this pure gold, can you tell me how many gold atoms are present in this? Or wait, looking at this glass of water, can you tell me how many water molecules are present in it? You will probably say that it's practically impossible to calculate the number of atoms or molecules in these examples. But astonishingly, chemistry has an answer to this as well. That brings us to the concept of mole. What does it mean? It's very easy. 1 mole of anything has 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 atoms or molecules or particles present inside it. Isn't this number huge? If I have to write down the zeros, this is how big the number will look. 1 mole of anything has these many particles. Now let's say we take a substance which has 3 times the number of particles here. Then we say that this is 3 moles of this substance. And what if we have a substance which has 8 times the number of particles here? That's correct. It will be 8 moles of that substance. That's the basic concept of a mole of any substance. Let's see if you've understood the concept well. Now here's 1 mole of this pure gold. How many atoms does it have? Yes, as it's 1 mole, it will have 6.02 times 10 raised to 23 atoms in it. Similarly, 1 mole of pure water will have 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 water molecules inside it. So is this how we define 1 mole? 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 atoms or molecules or particles? Well, that's the simplest way to understand it. That means if we take, for example, a bag containing 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 hydrogen atoms, then can we say it's 1 mole of hydrogen? Yes, that's right. Similarly, 6.022 times 10 raised to 23 molecules of any compound like copper sulfate is 1 mole of copper sulfate. Simple, isn't it? Wait, we have just understood the concept of mole in simple words. But we are yet to take a look at the scientific definition of 1 mole. And what's this number we refer to? Does it have a special name? Watch our next video to know more.
Now, some more example. Let's talk about molecules. CH4, that is methane molecule. Here we will be discussing its gram molecular mass, which is 16 grams. And the gram molecular mass is equivalent to the number of particles. But here we will be considered molecules as a particles. In the same way, the gram molecular mass of carbon dioxide is equal to Avogadro number, which in turn equivalent to 1 mole of carbon dioxide. So we can say that the gram molecular mass or gram atomic mass is equivalent to Avogadro number, which in turn equivalent to 1 mole of a particular element or a compound. I hope that all have understood the concept of moles. So go through the concept and please ask your query during online session. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.